The latest from Ukraine, where despite fierce resistance from the Ukrainian people, Russian troops are now moving into major cities and advancing on the capital of Kiev. And folks, there is really no hiding from this war. Russians have reportedly attacked hospitals, schools, and yesterday, Russian bombs even hit a Holocaust memorial. Which, I'm sorry, that is the final straw. That goes to show how evil Putin is. Like the guy's bombing Holocaust memorials. I don't even feel comfortable using a bathroom at a Holocaust memorial. It's too disrespectful. I'm just like, yeah, I'll find a Starbucks, it's fine. And the fallout from the rest of the world continued today as the United Nations approved a resolution demanding that Russia stop this war. But I mean, if we're honest, UN resolutions don't really mean shit to Russia. You know, the United Nations may as well have come out and made one of those Imagine videos where everyone sings. It still wouldn't have done anything, but at least we would have laughed. And so if you're looking for more bad news, you're clearly a sick person, but here it is. There's now a hint that this invasion may only be the first in a series.
As the world wonders what Vladimir Putin's next move might be, his ally, the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, may have given away the game Tuesday when he was pictured in front of a battle map that may have indicated plans for Moldova, which lies to the west of Ukraine.
Lukashenko stood in front of a Ukrainian map detailing Russia's battle plan, which suggests moving troops from Odessa into neighboring Moldova.
Okay, this is just crazy, man. There's a chance that Russia is planning to invade Moldova after Ukraine. And what's even crazier is that we know this because this guy, the leader of Belarus and clearly the stepdad in every 80s porno, filmed himself giving away the plan, just standing there. This is the plan, this is the plan. Like, I almost go like, this can't be real life, you know? Because this is what happens in the movies. You know how there's always like a henchman who's like, this is the master plan. We're going to, oh no, Mr. Bond took a picture with his camera penis. Get him! I also feel bad for the intern who had to get that map. Yeah, they probably killed everyone in that Kinko's to keep it a secret, and then his boss just puts it on TV. Here's where we're going. Here's how it's gonna go.
Well, actually, Trevor, I mean, right now we live in the age of misinformation. So we don't know what that is. We don't know if that's real. We don't know if that's photos edited. We don't even know if Belarus is a real country. I mean, all we do know is that, I mean, that guy could be pointing to anything. Maybe that's his marketing strategy for bringing Paramount Plus to Ukraine, you know? And the arrows are like the marketing forces. And, or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a map of Middle Earth and he's telling Frodo where the volcano is so he can end everything, you know? We don't know. Maybe it's an NFT. I'm just saying, even if we think that that is a map of Ukraine and that is his battle plans, maybe he's the greatest double agent ever. Maybe this is his way of leaking intel to the West without anyone figuring it out. So before we call this guy a dumb boomer, let's just figure out the facts first.
You might be the most optimistic person I've ever met, Ronnie.
That's my middle name.
Ronnie Chang, positive and optimistic. All right, let's move on. Spring is on its way in America. And you know what that means. Sunny days, flowers blooming, eating your weight in Claritin. But there's one spring tradition that is unfortunately getting canceled.
For the first time in more than a quarter century, Major League Baseball is canceling games over a labor dispute.
The calendar dictates that we're not going to be able to play the first two series of the regular season, and those games are officially canceled.
That's 91 games so far. Economics are at the heart of it. Major League Baseball saw revenues go from around $8 billion to nearly $11 billion right before the pandemic. Yet player salaries went down slightly for 4 straight years. And of the 4 major American sports, baseball has the lowest minimum salary at around $570,000.
No, no, don't cancel the baseball games. How else will I get to spend $45 on a hot dog? That's a little too dry. The MLB is canceling games because the players and the league cannot agree on who gets to share the money. Yes. And I'll be honest with you, I was shocked that baseball players' minimum pay is less than all the other leagues, especially considering that this sport brings in $11 billion. And yes, I know $570,000 is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But when you think about it from the player's point of view, think about how long a baseball game is. What does that $500,000 break down to? It's like, what, $4 an hour? And by the way, please remember this. I know a lot of people go like, I hate the sport. But don't remember that when this happens, A lockout doesn't just affect the players. It affects everyone who works in and around the game, like the people who work at the stadium, the people who work just outside the stadium, right? It affects the umpires, the guys selling beer, the security guard who tackles the naked guys who run out onto the field. Yeah, in fact, just to pay the bills, Mr. Met has already had to start an OnlyFans account. It's sad. It's
Trevor,
so sexy.
Everyone's being very alarmist about this, all right? Dude, this is America. As though they're gonna stop baseball. It's gonna come back. Of course they're gonna find an agreement. Oh, what's the alternative? They're just gonna never play baseball again? Of course it's gonna happen. This is it's like an encore at a Billy Joel concert. You know he's gonna play Piano Man. Just calm the down. Just wait. There's no patience here in America. We love baseball, but we don't like patience, which is ironic because it's the game you need the most patience for because it's long.
All right, finally, let's talk about the movies. The only way to legally stare at Chris Evans for 2.5 hours. During the COVID pandemic, millions of people decided that going to movie theaters wasn't worth the risk. I mean, going to the movies was already a risk before COVID. You know, best case scenario, that sticky patch you were sitting in was soda. So with movie theaters losing ticket revenues during the pandemic, one major chain has come up with a really slick idea. They're gonna charge more for the movies that people actually want to see.
You may soon have to pay a little bit more to go to the movies. AMC has started testing a new pricing model, starting with higher prices for tickets to The Batman. AMC is trying out a variable pricing system, which means new movies will cost you more than older releases playing at the very same location.
Whoa, 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 hold up. AMC is gonna make us pay more to see new movies? That's not fair. Yo, that's not fair, people. Because what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to pay to see the Batman. Like, we can't not pay, otherwise how are we ever gonna know where he came from, huh? Like, there's no other way to know. Like, is one of his parents a bat and the other a man? This is the first opportunity we have to find out. And look, to be honest, I don't know if this is the worst model, you know? I've always found it weird that you pay the same amount for old movies as you do for the latest releases, you know? So this is actually gonna make sense. It's like going back to the Blockbuster rules, yeah. And that business did well, you know what I mean? But I will say this, I'm worried that this is a slippery slope, man. It's gonna be just like the airlines. Yeah, first, they say they're just charging us extra for the new movies. Then they're gonna say certain seats in the cinema are gonna cost extra. Next thing you know, AMC won't let me bring in a big bowl of my favorite soup from home. What is happening to America, man? You seeing this, Joe Byron? In fact, here's my counter offer to AMC. If you wanna charge us more for new movies, fine. But as moviegoers, we're gonna start paying you in increments throughout the movie. Yeah, we can't just give you all the money up front. We don't know if it's gonna be shit. Every 15 minutes, we're just gonna be like, all right, here's $5. Show me the beginning. All right, here's another $5. I wanna see what happens to that guy. And after that, be like, nah, I'm done. Yeah, you gotta entertain me the whole time. I'm sick of these movies that take 90 minutes to get going. And then they have like one scene that's dope. And yes, I'm talking to you, Power of the Dog.
Wait, Trevor, you know how this dynamic pricing is gonna work. Like, it's algorithm based and they're gonna have to track your data to determine what you like and then charge you more for it. So, easy solution, okay? Just keep, the movies you wanna watch, just keep talking about how much they suck. Then your phone will pick up on that, it'll get in the algorithm, and then your movies will be cheaper. Like right now, let's just start it right now. Okay. Robert Pattinson as Batman? That's gross. Bring back Ben Affleck. Also, everybody knows they don't get you on the ticket price, okay? The movie theaters get you on the snacks.
They do.
That's why I always keep some popcorn right in my taint, just in case I ever need to go watch a movie.
They'll never get me on this.
I even like to keep some Snickers melted in there just so it's sweet and salty. You know what I'm saying? You want some?
You know, that is one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen. You can't mix Snickers with popcorn. You can't mix, it's like a different type.
Don't knock it till you try it. Come on.
I'll try a little bit. I mean, it's just like a little bit.
There's more where that came from.
Oh, that's tainty. That's nice. That's actually really good. Oh man, I need to go to the movies with you more often.
Anytime, man.